bettors, gambling. Because like literally anything else on earth, you can bet on the outcome of the Trump trial, including wagering on whether he will be convicted. Places that set odds for those wagers take it seriously. Money's at stake. They research, they investigate to get their numbers. What do they say? Well, the odds, quote, currently favor Trump to be convicted on at least one charge, according to CloudBet, a crypto casino and sports book, and same at Bookmakers Review, which puts the latest odds for conviction at minus 260. That means if you were to bet $260, you'd only win $100 if you bet on a conviction. The odds indicate a conviction is much more likely in the eyes of the bookies. What about a hung jury? You can wager on those outcomes at online sportsbook. Bovada, bet 100, win 250. Pretty low odds for a hung jury, at least in the eyes of the bookie. I'm not suggesting you do it, but if I was betting, that would be my bet. Joining me now is Professor of Public Interest Law at George Washington University, John Bonzaf, who's also a mathematician, and Steve Maltepis, who is a professional sports bettor known as the Philly Godfather. Thank you both for being here. Appreciate it. All right, so Professor Bonzaf, you did a full mathematical assessment of the percentage chance that you thought it could be a hung jury. Lay this out for us in layman's terms and the conclusion that you drew.
All right, in layman's terms, what I'm trying to emphasize is something everybody seems to have overlooked with the arguments both ways, as you explained before. I think there's a very good chance here of what we call juror nullification or jury nullification. More likely juror, where there's only one or two jurors. Because the law says, and it's a constitutional right, that a juror can say, yeah, I think he's guilty, no question about it, but I still think that there was something unfair or unjust or a conviction would not serve the public interest, and I am going to disregard the judge's instructions, and I'm going to refuse to vote guilty. Now, how likely is it? I don't know. As a mathematician, what I can tell you is if the odds of somebody saying that is only 1 in 25%, you still have about a 50-50 chance of a hung jury. If it's only 2%, 1 in 50, there's still almost a 25% chance of a hung jury. So in short, because of this doctrine of jury or juror nullification, I think there's a very reasonable chance that we will have a hung jury. That means, because almost every lawyer agrees, a hung jury is a victory for the defendant, and it almost certainly will mean that Trump will not face the election with a charge against him and a guilty verdict.
Steve, how do the bookies go about making the odds on something like this?
Well, he brings up a good point, because right now the odds of Trump doing any jail time in 24, the no is minus 900. So that's a 90% implied probability that Trump will not do any jail time, regardless of the verdict here. I bet on Trump to be innocent in this case. And if you want to bet the hung jury to call a mistrial, the yes is plus 250, the no is minus 360, right around about 78% implied probability. And if you look at the odds to become president, Trump went from a plus 220 underdog when he got indicted, and in the past week he's become a minus 160 favorite. So that's a little bit of a predictive indicator to me as well. And I agree with my friend here on the show that you could see a jury nullification.
Yeah, but when they're
Dan, I think if I may,
go ahead, Professor. Yep.
Dan, I think the important thing here is that virtually everybody has been emphasizing the legal arguments, the fact, whether this witness was reliable or not, how much documentary evidence there is in there. But the important thing is when you have jury nullification, all of that makes no difference. The person says, yeah, sure, the evidence is overwhelming, but I cannot in good conscience, for reasons of fairness and justice, convict the guy. And I think we have to put that in. It has to be an important factor, and we got to look at it.
And Professor, I'll tell you something else. I don't know if you mentioned this because I did see your newsletter on this, but I don't know if you mentioned this. Steve Bannon had a co-defendant who was tried for the build the wall fraud. It was 11-1 for conviction of the guy. The one person wouldn't deliberate, said this is all a witch hunt. It's all a witch hunt. I'm not deliberating this case. They had to retry the guy. He was eventually convicted. But my point is, my goodness, if you get a juror like that in the Steve Bannon co-defendant case, I would think that there might be one here. And that's why, Steve, how are the bookmakers making hung jury such an attractive bet at this point?
Yeah, I mean, 78% to the no seems kind of high to me. Plus 250, you're getting back 250 on your money. I think that's probably the way to bet it. But again, seeing his odds shift from plus 220 to becoming a minus 160 favorite to become president of the United States of America, that's telling to me. That's a predictive indicator that he's probably going to beat this case.
All right. But, you know, look, they come up with different metrics to figure this stuff out. But I am not encouraging anyone to go out and bet. Don't take my advice and go bet on this, please. Professor and Steve, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.